r/ask Reddit. What are the best life hacks for poor people? If you have access, ethnic grocery stores usually have cheaper produce. Can confirm. Local ethnic neighborhood grocery stores have prices much lower than the bigger supermarkets. I more or less only shop local anymore. If you wind up homeless, get a Planet Fitness gym membership, $10 a month, so you can shower every day. The one near my work also has free Wi-Fi. I've been homeless often. I used to just walk into the YMCA and shower every day. Also, libraries. OMG. Libraries kept my sanity while being repeatedly homeless due to mental illness. The entertainment value. The ability to get several jobs that got me unhomeless. The hand sanitizer. It's actually in my advanced directive that my funeral is to be held at my public library's auditorium. $10 a month. Free showers. Free locked storage. Locations in practically every city in the US. Can shower, shit, shave, wash, even occasionally get free pizza. Added benefit of getting to work out. You could live in a car and spend $10 a month and slap together a semi-functioning form of homelessness. This saved my ass when I was living in an RV with a broken water heater. Ours had Wi-Fi and massage chairs. In addition to the shower, they occasionally let us park our house out front. 2. Go to the library. Not only are there books there, but also you can check out video games, sewing machines, movies, museum passes, so much more. Not to mention the software, education and events that can help you get a raise, promotion, or better job. Library's ducking rule. I'm pretty comfortable financially but still use the library all the damn time. Mine even checks out wall art. Library card plus apps like Hoopla or Libby. You get access to your entire library on your phone tablet. You can download thousands of ebooks, audiobooks, TV shows, movies, comics, graphic novels, music for free, just signing up with your library card. Reddit was where I first heard about this. Hot sauce is a simple investment to turn sad, bland food into sad, slightly less bland food. Swing by a Taco Bell and you can get some for free. There was a very sad time in my life where dinner regularly consisted of Taco Bell sauce on saltine crackers. Those were hard times. I'm glad you no longer have to experience those hard times. If you live close to one, Planet Fitness membership, $10 per month and the location near me does free pizza once per week, and free bagels once per week. That's 8 meals for $10. Plus you can save on your water if you want by using their showers. Also when you're broke, it's hard to kill time and not spend money. So go to the gym and use their Wi-Fi to watch shows while you walk on a treadmill. It's honestly a great way to kill time. Why would a gym give out food that is so carb heavy? It seems counterproductive. Seems like it will keep you on that stir machine a little bit longer. Rich people throw out amazing stuff. If you know someone with a truck, you can go around the wealthy areas on garbage day and get all sorts of furniture, appliances, and clothing. A little cleaning and maybe a few minor repairs and you have lots of stuff to use or sell. At Walmart or most grocery stores you can buy a rotisserie chicken for wicked cheap. They're actually cheaper to purchase cooked instead of raw, and you can make several meals out of just the meat you scrape off the bones. I often make sandwiches or wraps and it'll typically last for like 6 meals, all for like $5. Then you get to use the carcass to make a stock. Especially if you go after 5 o'clock or so, they mark them down to move the product. I've noticed less and less of this. Business don't like marking down products. As an example, I used to buy pumpkins the day after Halloween. Now there's none to be found. To all my fellow college kids who use Chegg as a lifeline but can't afford it, use textsheet.com. Copy the URL of the blocked Chegg page and paste. Answer that you're under 13 on the survey so they can't ask you anything else. And bam, an unlocked text of the problem solution. Another tip for college students. International editions of textbooks aren't exactly illegal, but getting a book in black and white is worth it to pay 1/6 the cost. You can donate plasma and be paid $30, up to 6 times a month, extra $180. It is supposed to hurt a little. I donate twice a week, for $70 a week. My donation center has monthly promotions. If I donate every week and I manage to get the promotion, I can earn $350 a month by just sitting on my ass for a few hours a week. How much does it hurt and how long does it take? You'll have to have a clean medical history as far as blood stuff goes. If you've done anything like had surgery recently, traveled to places that are known to have Ebola, or engaged in gay sex, you won't get through. Also, any STDs will count you out. The initial setup took me about 4 hours to read all the information and get in their system, but after that I could be in and out in as little as an hour. What they'll do is put you in a nice reclined chair, stick the needle in either your right or left arm, and draw out the blood. The machine you're hooked up to will separate the plasma from the blood, then pump the blood back into you. The first few times it felt weird, but you get used to it. Make sure you eat before you go, drink lots of water, get a good rest, and don't use any drugs, alcohol, tobacco the day of beforehand, or you'll run the risk of passing out, which in my experience was not fun. Drink only water. It's one of those ripple effect things that improves every other area of your life. I work in a welfare office. The number of people who are both 1, unable to afford proper nutrition, supposedly, and 2, morbidly obese is counterintuitive until you see the enormous soda so many people travel with. It's incredibly easy to drink more calories than you think you're drinking, and the fattening nature of these drinks is all in the sugar content. Switch to carrying water instead of soda or other sweetened beverages and I assure you the following will happen. You will save more money than you imagine. You will sleep better. Food will taste better. You will have more consistent energy throughout the day. Your skin overall appearance will improve. And you will lose weight. If you do nothing other than stop spending money on soda, sweets, etc. and just drink filtered tap water, you will thank yourself. Source: was poor. Now I'm not poor. Still drink only water and unsweetened coffee. I'm over 40 pounds lighter, sleep well, and feel better. Many of those people who carry around sodas may reply with I hate the taste of water. Nah, you just hate the lack of massive amounts of sugar. I was this person. The taste of water was insufficient. I had to make a real conscious effort to stop treating food and drink as a constant source of entertainment. Congee with a broth cube and leftover veggies and meat. When things are really tight, just rice, broth cube and water. 1 cup of rice with 6-8 cups of broth or water will stretch into several meals this way. It can be made really nutritious by adding more things. But when money's tight, this can satisfy your belly. Also, make use of all social services available to you. All of them. You're poor. These services exist to help you get by and make things easier. Apply for them even if you're 100% sure you don't qualify. You never know how else they might be able to help you. If you have pets, find charities on Facebook that help provide food for pets to people with a low income. I can't tell you how much stress this took off my shoulders knowing I had enough kibble for my cats so they wouldn't starve and I could buy my own food instead. Don't be ashamed of being poor. I know people look down on you for that, but shame gets in the way of coping with poverty. Everybody can get poor at no fault of their own if circumstances align right. Even if you made less than smart choices, got a drug habit or whatever, you're not less deserving of basic human respect and kindness. Nobody is perfect, and poverty exists because governments don't implement or fund social services well. Duck with minimum wage, etc. Everybody deserves to live comfortably and not have to turn over every penny 3 times before spending it, no matter how much character that builds. Poverty ducking sucks, and still come up short on basic necessities. This is one of the few responses here from someone that has been truly poor. 10 out of 10. Stop buying weed. Edit. To elaborate, I'm not anti-weed. I'm trying to help. I grew up in poverty, and nearly everyone smoked weed. The only people who didn't smoke weed were able to focus on a way out. Everyone I knew used weed as a bandage to cover a gaping hole in their ambition. Buy the store version, aka imitation brand version of things. Cheaper and it works the exact same save for a few exceptions. Canadians. Selection brand baked beans are shit. You don't need the expensive Heinz ones, but I strongly urge you not to buy Selection brand baked beans. I love how strong your opinion on bottom shelf baked beans are. Keep fighting the good fight. Eliminate food waste. Things you'd normally throw away like vegetable peelings and bones can be turned into flavorful stock for future meals. Something I do is save bread ends and or pieces of bread that got squished, stale, or whatever, in a bag in the freezer. Once I collect a decent amount, I thaw them out and make some homemade stuffing. It's super tasty and feels fancy for just being bread, veggies, sage, and stock. Manage every dollar you spend. Know exactly where your money is going. You can't reduce spending and save more if you don't understand where your money is going. There are a number of apps out there that help you budget and tell you what you're spending money on. Mint, Truebill, etc. Once you see the breakdown, you might notice that you're spending more on meals than you should, or you had that subscription you forgot about that suddenly took $25 out of your account. Remember, being poor and being constantly broke aren't always the same thing. Sometimes you're just bad with money. Pop an egg into your ramen. Simple, cheap, and improves the taste a lot. I don't use an egg, but I dress up ramen quite a bit. Egg, shredded chicken, scallions, and crushed red peppers make it into a meal. Scramble or fry an egg and put on rice. Boiled but preferably fried rice. Whisk an egg and add to canned corned beef when cooking it in a pan. Soft boil an egg and have with toast soldiers. Cut toast into thin strips. Dip them in and eat. Learn to poach eggs and pop them on top of food like rice, beans, and let that yolk go through. Goddammit, I'm hungry now. Shop at Goodwill second-hand stores. The best advice. I grew up poor and my mom busted her butt putting food on the table, working 3 jobs to keep a roof over our heads. My fondest memory is my mom picking me up from school on Wednesdays, going to the local Salvation Army, handing me $5.10 and going on a thrift store scavenger hunt. I'm 24 and we just went thrifting a few weeks ago at the same one and it was awesome. I make a good living now and treating her for holidays and birthdays is my favorite thing to do. We've stepped it up to Marshall's now, but we visit the thrift store pretty often. I found 3 Cashmere Banana Republic cardigans for $2 each. A lot of people think it's gross to get stuff secondhand and they'd just rather buy it new. But when you see my dishes kitchen equipment you'd think I had good money to spend on stuff. Nope, and just use some ducking soap. What is so gross about it? Go to Aldi. Most stuff there, eggs, lettuce, salt, are just as good as other stores and much cheaper. We just picked up 4 dozen eggs for 79 cents each from Aldi. Quite a value when you're baking for a bunch of holiday stuff. Eat the rich to absorb their wealth. Live below your means and try to put whatever you have left over into savings for a rainy day. Meal prep every Sunday for the whole week. I only spend $40 to $50 on groceries a week, but that's without trying to be cost effective. I could get it down to $30 if I needed. Use Ebbets if you shop online for cash back. Do online surveys in your free time. I do some on e-rewards and eventually redeem the points for Southwest points to help pay for trips. Use the Fetch app. You scan your grocery receipts for points and can redeem them for Visa gift cards to certain stores, etc. Learn how to say no if someone asks you to do something you know will put you in financial stress. Oh, that last one. It sucks telling your friends that it isn't in your budget to eat out. However, the stress that would come from spending that money when you know you can't, it's so not worth it. Learn to cook. Less money and better food quality than eating out. Learning how to make quality soup will extend your leftovers. Learning how to make stock will vastly improve the quality of your soups, and it's so ducking easy. If you are hungry and have no food, go to sleep. Sleep is my favorite hobby. When buying something that you expect to last, buy the cheapest version of it that makes sense. If it doesn't break and lasts forever, awesome. If it does break though, go out and buy the best quality one you can. If you broke the cheap one once, chances are you'll break the cheap one over and over again, so spending a bit more now will save future you from having to spend more money down the road. This is especially good advice with tools. People who don't quite realize the difference between poor and broke. Don't have kids. No idea why this is among the comments that say just don't be poor or start stealing. Having kids is very expensive and you don't have to have kids. I agree. Having kids is a choice, and they drain all your resources. Not being mean, but that's reality, folks. On top of learning to cook, try to buy healthy food. Fresh vegetables usually cost less than frozen pizzas. If you can't afford meat all the time, beans and eggs are great tasty ways to incorporate more protein in your diet. Attach a ball to a string, and that string to a cup. Now catch the ball in the cup. Hours of fun. Instructions unclear. Testicle now in cup. So, in my area, boneless chicken breasts cost at least $10 for 2. A whole chicken costs about $10 or less if it's on sale. I learned from YouTube how to cut up a chicken. So now I get 2 boneless breasts, 2 boneless thighs, 2 drummies and 2 wings for the price of 2 breasts. Also you use the carcass and the bits of meat attached to it to make soup. Use coupons. I started doing this when I was making $8 an hour, and still do it today. Take some time to add coupons to your account for grocery stores that do them online. Take some time to clip them from junk mail you get. In the average grocery trip, I still save between 30–40%. You don't have to be an extreme couponer or crazy person to save a lot of money. What's the real secret here? I feel like every coupon I see is for 10 cents off some product I never wanted to buy in the first place. It's like 30 cents off salad dressing when you buy 2. I don't see how that ever adds up to a significant amount off the bill. Am I doing it wrong? Grow your own garden for food. Use layering and jackets instead of heaters. And if you are trying to make money, go ahead and sue any third-party company that calls your household without consent after 9 PM. It's apparently illegal. Not sure it's a hack, but never, ever, let anyone or anything convince you that you're any less of a human being because of your shitty financial situation. If you have to choose between keeping the lights on and paying for heat in the winter, keep the lights on. First thing in the morning when you get up, turn the oven on, if you've got one, for a few minutes and let that warm up your kitchen. Unless it's gas, don't take the Sylvia Plath route out of misery. Get the cheapest old sewing machine you can find and hem and maintain your clothes. While lots of shitty clothes are super cheap, they fall apart after a few wears. When you can, buy decent clothes and take care of them. It will cost less in the long term. Get a library card. Libraries are sanity savers when you're too broke for other entertainment. As well, get a local schedule of events and go out when something is free or very cheap. Keep yourself occupied, even when you are struggling with money. Get to know your local bakeries and other businesses, in particular their baking and delivery schedules. Old product that didn't move that needs to be sold or disposed of before a new shipment comes gets big markdowns. You can get decently healthy food for relatively cheap. If you live in some states, you can make decent extra dough collecting cans and bottles. I went door to door collecting cans and bottles after leaving a super crappy job many years ago, and while it was sometimes fruitless, and some people are less than kind to a person on their doorstep, I made more money that week doing that than I had at the job I had just left. A lot of people were thrilled that I was there to take their cans and bottles off their hands. I did it until I found another real job, and got to know some of the other folks that did that for a living. Real nice people, very supportive of each other for the most part, as long as you stayed out of their territory. Do what you can to maintain your friendships and relationships. Poverty is, among many other things, boring, and often very isolating. Stay connected to your people, live with other people, go out when you can. Suggest cheap things to do. The debt snowball. Basically, write down the debts you have and their current balances. Everything like credit cards, cars, student loans, and so on should be on the list. Then, look to see what the smallest amount is. Set all of your other payments to minimum, and pour as much money as you can possibly afford into paying off the smallest debt. Once it is paid off, add that payment amount to the next smallest amount and get that paid off. Continue that until your debts are paid. In the event that you have debts of similar amounts, choose the debt with the highest interest rate to pay first. Also, do not add more debt. Avoid swiping your credit card like the ducking plague. Also, if you have multiple credit cards, close all but your oldest account the second you pay the balance off. It may take you years to accomplish, but this is the most effective, tried and true way to eliminate debt. Whoa, You made it to the end, you're a ducking beast. I'll cut you a deal. Smash like and subscribe for more curated content, bruh. It's free and that's a great price.